Yes, are you done? Yeah. सुप्रीमम की जगह पे आएगा इन्फीमम. Then alpha is an lower bound of it. Then if beta is an lower bound of it, then what is the condition? Beta must be less than alpha. Is that okay if I write like this? Mostly I prefer writing less than more than writing greater than, because this is quite clear that beta is less than alpha. So do you see? Just try to observe the definition. Beta is your lower bound, correct? Anything less than that will also be a lower bound. Sorry, alpha. I am talking about alpha. Alpha is a greatest lower bound. That means anything less than will be my lower bound, correct? If I take anything greater than that, then this is something like you should understand like this. This is my pool of your greatest lower bound, say alpha, correct? Then if I take anybody less than that, then that will be my lower bound, क्योंकि set of lower bound में से ही तो मैंने greatest लिया है, correct? But if I take anybody here, then that won't be any, that will not be my lower bound. Do you see? The next part will be contrapositive. What will be the negation of this? Alpha is less than beta. Do you agree? That is alpha मेरा least upper bound है, उससे भी बड़ा कोई भी बंदे को लिया मैंने, correct? Then beta is not a lower bound. आई होप तुम लोग ऐसा कट नहीं कर रहे हो कि मैं ये सब इरेज करने वाला हूँ जो भी कटिंग पार्ट है. Lower bound of A, that means what do you mean by lower bound? There exists a x such that, what is the condition? Lower bound का मतलब क्या? Not an lower bound. There exists x such that x is also less than beta. See, this is my beta. इससे भी छोटा कोई x यहाँ पे है, correct? Because lower bound का मतलब क्या होता है? You take any element of the set, that lower bound should be less than everybody. But अगर not lower bound बोला मतलब क्या? There are some element which are still less than that guy. Try to observe everything. Try to see. Graphically, mostly if you draw the graph and do, everything will be quite easy. Okay. Is it okay? Did you complete that? I'll just go back and clear this cutting part. I don't want to spoil the notes for you. Oh, so I cannot go back after this. I hope you can understand that. Maybe you watch the recording. Oh, I can go further also. So you just check accordingly, no issue. Yeah, is that clear? Definition of lower bound and upper bound. Now let me just quickly give some remark. Okay. From the definition, it is. Hello. Sorry, actually there may be some internet issue. So remark. What is your LUV? LUV of a non-empty set is, from the definition it is clear that it is least of all upper bound. Do you agree? जो कि मैंने तुमको यही पहले डेफिनेशन बताया था, करेक्ट. टेक ऑल द अपर बाउंड्स, टेक द लीस्ट वन, दैट विल बी योर लीस्ट अपर बाउंड. एंड डू यू एग्री विद द डेफिनेशन? यहाँ पे भी वही बोल रहा है क्या? If beta is any upper bound, then that is not least one, correct, as per the condition. So alpha is my least of upper bound. And what will be the second? What will be GLB? What is that? It is greatest of all lower bound. So one way to prove that, find all lower bound, find all upper bounds, and check whether that is the least or greatest. That is one way to do. Is that okay? Is the remark okay? Yeah, good. And you already know how to find that least upper bound and greater bound, correct? You just have to find set of all upper bound, set of all lower bound, and that's it. Let us quickly do one problem. Say a set is there, 1 minus 2, 3 minus 4, up to 99 and minus 100. Can you give me LUB and GLB? First of all, tell me what are the upper bounds. $99. Oh, sorry, I forgot to write. Upper bound will be 99, 100, and so on. Do you agree? Oh, sorry. Do you agree, everyone? And so on. And lower bound? Minus 101, should I say, and minus 100. Do you agree, everyone? Yes. Now you can clearly see the lower bound and upper bound. Tell me the LUB and tell me the GLB. What is the LUB? 99. What is the GLB? Minus 100. Do you observe one more thing? This 99, this is same as your maximal element. Do you see? And this is same as minimal element. In this set only, this need not be all the time. You will see some examples. Even हम लोग ने बताया भी, if you take open interval, then you will get that दोनों equal नहीं होते, because maximal and minimal may not exist. Is that clear? Yes. Now one more observation. Can I have two LUBs? Because if I have two LUBs, then again with the same condition I cannot conclude, correct? So LUB if exists, then it is unique. Do you agree? And same GLB if exists, then it will be unique. Do you agree? Can we prove that? Let us start. Correct? Let us quickly do that. This will be a good exercise of writing proof, because in mathematics that is most important. See, intuition is okay, that whether you are able to think or not, that is okay, but main thing is writing. Okay, so your set कैसा चाहिए अपने को? Non empty and in R, correct? See, all the thing we are talking in real number system only, correct? So what is I have to prove? LUB of A if exist is unique. I'll put comma, is unique. Same GLB of A if exist is unique. So I think you know how can we prove uniqueness. Do you remember? In some proof I have done. If you want to prove something is unique, what should I consider? If I want to prove something is unique, what should I consider? Suppose not. Then I should land up to some contradiction. Do you agree? Okay. So let us start. First, let us write the definition, or should we directly start? Suppose, let me directly start. Suppose alpha and beta are two LUVs of A. Correct? We wanted to prove it is unique. Now we are considering alpha and beta are two LUVs of A. Then what will I have to prove? That alpha and beta both are equal. Do you agree? Yeah. Now you know that alpha is LUV. Let us quickly write the definition of alpha. LUV का definition बोलो. Alpha is an upper bound, first condition, and what is the second condition? Or if you want to write properly, then you should write alpha is LUV of A. Write the definition, first condition, second condition. Beta is LUV of A. Again write the first condition, second condition. This is what you should do, but I leave it to you. You fill this thing, and I will do something else. Shall we go ahead? Next page. Is that clear? Is the first part clear? Writing definition and everything. Now focus on this thing. Second part. What second part was? If there is any upper bound, then what was condition? Perfect. So let me start. Since alpha is an upper bound, least upper bound, and we are given beta is also least upper bound. So I'll just use beta is an upper bound, and beta is upper bound. Is that okay? Because first condition is beta is upper bound, then second condition it comes about LUB. Do you see? I'm just using first part of this. Is that okay? If you are not okay, then alpha and beta no consider किया तभी भी चलेगा, because in the definition you will write here beta, but do not use beta here in the definition. I hope that is clear. Because यहाँ पे भी बीटा है, और बेटर है कि A and B ही कर लो इसको. That will be okay. और A1 A2 जो भी तुम लोग को अच्छा लगे. Then you can use beta here. Now you can use beta here. So if I say suppose E1 and E2 are two LUBs of A, so you are given E1 is LUB of A, E2 is LUB of A. Put the definition. Now I am going to use something. Try to see the trick here. This is the main part. What I know, A1 is an least upper bound, and I am using A2 is an upper bound, correct? So what do I know if A2 is an upper bound? Then what will be the relation between A2 and A1? Try to see the second condition of LUB of A. What is the second condition of this? If there is an upper bound, then what is the relation? A1 is less than equal to A2. Do you agree, everyone? Correct. So similarly, can I use again, since A2 is my LUB, I should not put an here because अभी तक अपने को sure नहीं है कि an है कि नहीं. I just put A2 is LUB, and now I will use A1 is an upper bound. Do you agree? Do you understand what I am going to write now? Now in the definition of A2, what is the second condition? In the definition of A2, what is the second condition? If there is any upper bound, then what is the relation? A2 is my least upper bound. A2 is less than equal to A1. Do you see something from 1 and 2? Done. Do you see the proof? Do you see how quickly, how smartly we did this? To use this inequality, we use A1 as least upper bound and we used A2 as upper bound just. And here to use this, I started with A2 is LUB and A1 is an upper bound. That is quite simple. Is that okay? Just go through with the proof once again. Try to see whether you can do without looking in the notes or anything in the phone. Try to see whether you can prove you can do that. The homework is do the second proof. You know the second one. What is the second one? Can somebody tell me how will you start? At least starting part. Okay. So you start with, suppose we are having two greatest lower bound. You'll again write the definition like that, correct? Then next you will start, since A1 is greatest upper bound and A2 is an greatest lower bound, no sorry, since A1 is greatest lower bound and A2 is an lower bound, so by the second condition of the definition of A1 you can give some inequality. I hope you can do that. Yes, good. Yeah, okay. So next part is uh, you just complete this part, okay? I'll do one more thing. Let us see some relation between, if I have, let, these are whatever I am doing. See, I am, that's why I'm wasting so many time here. I should not say wasting, I'm investing so many time, because later on in SY and TY you will see that everything is related to this topic only, your first unit of your calculus. Actually this is supposed to end in 15 lectures, but I am taking so many, that's just because, so that it is easy for you in the later on, because still there are people in SY and TY, they struggle with this thing. These are very simple techniques, so try to revise everything. These are not that much difficult, I don't think so. I don't care, I don't know whether, what do you think? Do you find this easy or difficult? This is, we are just playing with the real number, playing with the sets. Good. You'll see the beauty of proof now. I'll use the same LUB notation, LUB of A, that is less than equal to LUB of B, and second one is GLB of A is greater than equal to GLB of B. First of all, do you agree? Do you agree? Suppose you are having two sets, A and B, correct? And A is contained in B. So you can take an example of, you can suppose A is your 1 to 2 and your B is your -1 to say 7. Do you see A is contained in B? Yes. And what is the thing? What is the relation? Actually, I should say strictly, then also it will be okay. Strictly लिया then also it will be less than equal to. Some people used to say अगर strictly लिया तो this will be just less than. No, this is not true. If it is strictly then also this is less than equal to, this is greater than equal to. You will see, we will prove that. So do you see the first part is okay? A is completely contained, तो ये part नहीं आएगा. What can you say about LUB of A and GLB of B? LUB of A बोलो क्या है? And GLB of A क्या है? And what is LUB of A? LUB of B, sorry. And GLB of B. Can you fill in the blanks quickly? LUB of A, GLB of A. What are... Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Sorry. Actually, there is some network. I'll repeat. Don't worry. I just drawn a line, straight line. I put this set. Suppose this is small one is set A, and the bigger one I am drawing. This is set B, and I am saying this is X is my LUB. LUB mostly इस side ही वो रहेगा. And since it is an interval, and LUB of B, Y is LUB of B. Is that okay? Now from the graph, I can observe that this y is an upper bound of the set A, but from the graph only. अभी तक proof नहीं किया है मैंने. So suppose अगर मैंने proof कर लिया, that is y is an, do you see this is my set A, y यहाँ पे कहीं पे है. So I am saying that y is an upper bound of A, correct? Then if I say y is an upper bound of A, but we know that x is LUB of A, then by the definition of LUB, x must be less than equal to y. And if x must be less than equal to, then we are done actually. LUB of A, that is less than equal to LUB of B. Now the thing is that you need to prove y. Yeah, actually, sorry, I'm there is some network issue. Yeah, okay. So y is upper bound of it. This is what you have to prove. What do you know about y? Y is LUB of B. This is what you know, correct? That means what? Y is an upper bound. Can I say that? As per the definition, y is upper bound of B. Do you agree? What do you mean by upper bound? Can you define what is the definition of upper bound? Can somebody? What is the definition of upper bound? Yes, what is the definition of upper bound? Oh, no word. हम लोग ने किया है यार ये पहले. That is for all x b, sorry, I should write b में बात कर रहे हूँ. So for all b in B, there is a condition. What is the condition? Can you tell me then? B must be less than equal to y, na? If I say y is an upper bound of B, that means for all b in B, B must be less than equal to y. Do you agree? हाँ, and one more condition is given in the question. अभी तक हम लोगों ने यूज़ नहीं किया था क्या? A is subset of B. So whatever is true for B, that is also true for A, because A is inside B. So can I say the same definition at the place of B? Can I write A? That means for all B in A, the same condition, b must be less than equal to y. Do you agree? Why this is true? Because whatever is true for upper set, that is b, a is inside that only, so I can write for all b in a, I can write that. Do you agree? And from this line I can directly say that y is upper bound of a. Do you agree? Because if I take any element, each element is less than equal to y, that means y is upper bound of a. Now you know y is an upper bound of a, but x is least upper bound of a, correct? So what do you know the relation between x and y? As per the definition, x must be less than equal to y. That means LUB of a must be less than equal to LUB of b. Do you agree? This was all possible because of our this graph. We saw that x is here, y is here, so for this set y is an upper bound. This was my observation, correct? Now I leave it to you. Can you do something for GLB of A and GLB of B? Just go through with the proof once again, then think about that. Go through the proof once again. See how I started. By this graph जो हम लोगों ने ड्रॉ किया, उससे हम लोगों ने को सोचा, and then we started. Shall we start the second GLB part? What you have to prove? GLB of A that is greater than equal to GLB of B. See, one more condition. Have I ever used strict inequality here? Have I ever used something? Equality ज़रूरत है क्या यहाँ पे? Or strict is enough? Because here only I use the thing, correct? So whether यहाँ पे equality चाहिए और strict is enough? Because this is whole set, B is the bigger set, correct? उसमें से कोई भी एक सबसेट एरिया सबके लिए ट्रू है. B के लिए तो वो ट्रू है ही, तो मुझे मतलब लेने की ज़रूरत क्या है B के लिए? Yeah. Okay. Now will you try to prove this? You again start with, let x equal to GLB of A, y equal to GLB of B. Again I will say to you, write the definition. GLB of A का definition क्या है? Write the definition GLB of B. Then later on go to the next part. Now what I will draw? I will draw the set A is somewhere here and set B is somewhere here. What can you observe? इसका GLB कहाँ पे आएगा? यहाँ पे आएगा. Here will be your x. This is set A and this is set B. And इसका GLB कहाँ पे आएगा? It will be somewhere here. What do you observe? See, we are talking about lower bound ना. हाँ, y is greatest lower bound of B, वो तो ठीक है. But is y something of A? Do you see some relation of y with the set A? Lower bound, very nice. So you just have to prove y is lower. Let us check. Suppose I prove y is lower bound of A. Suppose suppose अगर मैंने ये proof कर लिया, so as per the condition x is your greatest lower bound. What will be the relation? Y will be less than equal to x. Do you agree? And we are done. And we are done. That is y क्या है? GLB of B that is less than equal to GLB of A. Do you agree? So you just have to prove y is lower bound of A. That's it. Can you do that? How will you start? What is your y? Y is your GLB of B. That means what? Y is an lower bound, na? Lower bound of B. Can you define what is the definition of lower bound? For all B in B, what is the condition? Y is always less than equal to B in. Perfect. Is that clear? And one more condition is then A is subset of B. That means what? If everything is true for B, if I take some element, then this will be satisfying. Do you agree? Then can I say for all B in A, the same condition is okay? Yes. That means what? Y is lower bound of A. But what do you know about X? X is greatest lower bound of A. That means what? Y must be less than equal to X. Correct? That means GLB of B is less than equal to GLB of A. Do you agree? Just go through the proof once again. Good. See, this is how we will be writing the proof. I'll give some question as homework. Think about it. Or maybe I'll do it in the next class only. Okay, I'll do in the next class. Thank you so much. Uh, Sorry for taking your extra time.